Now let's see which are few soft skills which are in demand in the workplace, okay, in today's era. So first being your communication. Now let's understand communication is a very vast topic, so I'll just brief it up because it won't be possible to cover it in details. Now communication is your interaction, right? And communication can make you someone's favorite, can make you someone's can bring some can treat you as an arrogant person. It can create misunderstanding as well. Communication is of three parts, three types. One is your written, another is your verbal communication, and the third one is your non-verbal communication. So written communication, as you all know, is what we write, the official letters that we write, the emails, the WhatsApp messages. So these are your written communications, the way you communicate. Okay, so this can be your formal, informal, both, right? So communication necessarily does not mean using very sophisticated words. Communication does not mean, just speaking good English. Okay, let's say I know English and you do not understand English. You know your local language. So if I go on speaking in English, my messages are not passed on to you, right? So in that case, I cannot call myself a good listener. Again, if I go on speaking and I do not consider your point, I do not listen to you, again, I'm not a good communicator. So to be a good communicator, you have to make sure the other person understands you. The other person is, able to open up, your information is being passed on clearly, and also that you listen to the other person, right? So communication is the most important soft skills that we require, right? And communication does not necessarily means good English. It can also means communicating in your own language or any other language that is understood by both the person. Now why is written communication important? Because we'll have to make sure, because the person doesn't see you, the person does not understand what emotions you are in. So the words you put in, so the words that we use should be very polite. It should not hurt anyone's emotions, right? So this has to be very taken care of. If you are writing a formal letter, the wording should be formal. When you are writing an informal letter, the wording can be informal, like our WhatsApp chats, right? And verbal communications are what we are doing right now. Okay, although it's one way, but it's like words, the words you use, the pauses that you make, the voice modulation that you have, even the active listening that I said. So these are our verbal communication. So we have to be very careful what we speak, because as it is said that once you speak, you cannot take back those words, right? So it has to be very careful. Now, non-verbal communication, if we say, verbal is just 20% of your communication, okay? But about 80% of your communication is non-verbal. Now, what is non-verbal? Non-verbal are your body language, okay? Your eye contact, your dressing, your posture, your facial expressions, okay? Even the color you choose to wear, okay? So those are your verbal communications. Things which you have not expressed through words but through other means, through signals, through gestures. Now, see, I'm communicating with someone and the other person is busy checking his phone. That means there's a lack in communication. The person is not interested in me, okay? So this is one signal, okay? Similarly, if the person is not even looking at you, when I'm talking to you, I'm like looking idhar udhar, here and there and this and that. So this again is, lack of communication, verbal communication. it sends negative information. Okay, now your dressing, the way we dress up, doesn't mean you have to be fashionable every time. Good dressing means dressing up smart, dressing up as per the occasion or as per the place. Now, when we go to a workplace, right, we do not go in shorts. We do not go in, all those casual outfits. We usually go in formals, right? So why do we do that? Because that is work appropriate, right? Even the color you choose signifies a lot. So it won't be possible to cover it now, but just a brief, like say black. It represents something very serious, something very it reflects sincerity. Okay, and the person is taken sincerely, is taken seriously. So you can find most of the lawyers or the businessman wearing black, right? On the other hand, let's say yellow, it represents happiness. It's a happy color. So when you are in a formal, let's say you have gone for a presentation, you won't be wearing yellow, right? You'd prefer something to be worn in black or blue or white or something like that, right? So color again, it reflects a lot of our personality. In fact, you can ask the person his favorite color and you can find out about their personality. Okay, red, for instance, we don't wear red to a presentation, or we don't wear red to a workplace usually. Why? Because it shows aggressiveness. It is also it also represents romance. It also represents love and attraction. Okay, and this is the reason why you might have seen that the brands, the logos they use, even those have colors. Why do they choose particular color when there's a sale? Why do they choose red? Because it attracts. Okay, so these are some examples of color psychology, because psychology is somewhat related to your soft skills, your personality grooming and all. Okay, so another that was the first, communication was the first. The second is your leadership qualities. So I guess everybody knows what leadership is. So leadership, again, he may or may not be your boss, right? But he is your team leader. He is the one who logically takes the decision. He is the one who is kind of a role model for the team. He understands his team members and he gives everyone equal importance. Now, if someone is trying to be a leader and then he takes all the credit instead of his team, he is not a good team leader. So to be a good team leader, you have to go with the team. You have to lead the team. You have to guide the team. So those qualities are looked, they are being sought by the employers nowadays. Creativity. Now, doing the same work creatively is the third point. Creativity is what? I have been given some work, how creatively I can do it. Okay, so this is what creativity means. So this is again something the employers seek in today's competitive world. Critical thinking is the fourth point, where critical thinking is basically how logically you can think, how well reasoned you have for a particular situation. किसी भी एक सिचुएशन को आप कैसे हैंडल करते हो, एंड व्हाट इज द लॉजिक बिहाइंड योर डिसीजन. सो दिस इज अगेन a very important skills that employers look for. Problem solving skills. Okay, so it's the same thing. And emotional intelligence is another, which basically means balancing and maintaining your emotions as well as understanding others. So let's say I am angry. Okay, if I am an emotionally intelligent person, I will be knowing why I am angry. Okay, instead of reacting, I would try to understand the reason behind my anger and I'll try to act accordingly. instead of just bursting. Okay, understanding your emotional status is what emotional intelligence is. Now, if there's an emotionally non-intelligent person, okay, who doesn't understand their emotions, let's say किसी ने कुछ डांट दिया and they just burst, okay, this is something which is not expected in the workplace, right? So we need to react, we need to understand why this situation has happened. So those are emotional intelligence. You have to be empathetic as well with your employees. किसी को कुछ problem है, you should be considerate. Okay, you might have seen some managers who are very, like we ladies, we often complain, we female workforce, we often complain कि घर पे ये problem है, वो problem है, and the manager is not even listening to us. So this is where emotional intelligence plays. Being a good manager, you have to be emotionally intelligent. You have to understand why she's having those problems. You have to put yourself in their shoes for once. Okay, it's not like सिर्फ lady employees को, even for male, they have their own issues. Everybody in fact has their own issues, right? So another important skill required is your adaptability. Now, what is adaptability? It's how well you are able to sync yourself, how well you are able to adapt yourself to the fast changing environment, how well you are multitasking yourself, because in today's era it's not like just one work that I know. I have to know multiple work and I have to do multiple work at the same time, right? So this is what our adaptability means. So this is one quality that you can hone yourself into. Teamwork, as we all know, taking the team together. It's not like taking one person taking the credit. No, this is not teamwork. When it is teamwork, it has to be the team's credit. Okay, you might have found some people who are like, for the name's sake, they say like we are working in a team, but then when it comes to getting the credit, it's like मैंने किया है. So this is not a good team worker, nor is he a good leader. Stress management again is another feature, another skill. So obviously in today's work environment, be it any job, it's full of stress. Although it's not a healthy thing, but it's all stressful. And I don't know why, but there's some psychology where people feel that if you are not taking stress, if you are relaxed at certain situation, it means you are not serious, you're not dedicated. This is what they perceive, but this is a very wrong perception. Maybe I might be able to handle my stress properly. Maybe I don't have stress because I have proper planning, because again, the next point, I have good time management. So time management again is important because deadlines hote hain, we have wahi deadlines hote hain, and then we have to complete the task, so it shows our punctuality as well. So these are few things that are very much in demand, which if you can groom yourself into, you can definitely survive and grow in the organization. Now let's say, how can we groom ourselves? How can we actually learn soft skills, right? Soft skills you can learn through various processes. First can be your SWOT analysis. If you might have heard about this term, SWOT analysis, that is your strength, weakness, opportunity and threat. So you have to identify your strength, your weaknesses, your opportunities and your threats, and then you have to work on your weaknesses. Okay, let's say I am good at the product, but I am not good at communication. So I have to work with my communication. Or let's say I'm good in communication, but I'm not good in, let's say, leadership. Okay, so I have to work on it. Okay, now second can be your Johari window, which again is another tool used by organizations and HRs. So Johari window has basically four blocks, okay, four quadrants. The first block says you have to identify informations or the traits that are known to self, that is your open self. Okay, the first quarter, it says qualities or traits that are known to me as well as known to my known to others, let's say known to my friends. Okay, I am very friendly, so this is something I also know, even my friends also know. So this is my trait, okay, which is open self, everybody knows. Okay, now unknown to self, that is your blind self. Okay, some traits, the second quadrant, that means qualities that I am not aware of but my friends are aware of. Okay, let's say I am very arrogant. Okay, I might not feel that I am arrogant, but the other person, my friends, might be knowing that I am arrogant, right? So this is a very harmful quadrant, and this is where we need to work on. The other can be hidden self, that is traits that surely, Atul sir, I'll be discussing on that. Hidden self. So hidden self is what is known to me and what is not known to the other person. Okay, जो चीज़ मुझे पता है अपने बारे में. And unknown self is something which is not known to me and which is not even known to the other person. Okay, so that is basically, in short, Johari window. So these are the two tools that you can use to analyze yourself. And once you have analyzed yourself, you have found your weaknesses, you have found out where you need to, groom yourself. There comes what Atulda had asked, that through self-learning, there are micro-learning portals. You have Udemy and all those stuffs where you can learn small topics about self-development. Okay, you have academies like where I have done my course from, Indian Leadership Academies, and there are other few academies where you can learn from it. Okay, and also you can keep, the more you practice, the more you keep on learning. All right, so also I would like to here add something, that soft skill as a trainer, like the one that I have completed, this also has a huge demand. Okay, so if you feel that you have a good communication, if you feel that you have certain good qualities to become a trainer, you can take up certification courses. Okay, and you can either freelance yourself, you can do part-time, you can do full-time as a trainer, as a soft skill trainer. Okay, you can train people like I do. Okay, so this is something which even in colleges and in organizations, you have corporate trainers where they train the employees, right? They train the students in colleges how to appear for interviews, how to write your resumes, how to dress up for an interview. Okay, practicing for mocks, and this is something that is being taught by soft skill trainers. So this is one career option that even you can choose to. And if there's anyone who is interested to know more about soft skills or want to go for soft skills certifications, then you can contact me in my inbox. I'll be more than happy to help. And why soft skills are required, why training for the soft skills are required by the organization? be it a small organization or a big organization, you need it, because you do not build a business, you build people, and people, those people, they build your business, right? So if you have an untrained employee, if you have an untrained staff in your organization, he will lack interest in the work, right? There'll be low productivity. An unhappy employee is, what low production is related to. Your employer in turn would be unhappy. You will lose your customers because there won't be good customer services. There'll be lack of involvement. So in return, at the end, it would be wastage of time and money. Now let's say there's one hotel which is, which has all the, good fittings and expensive marbles and all those stuffs, but the customer service is not good. The behavior of the staff are not good. So you will not want to go back to those hotels again, right? Even if they have very luxury fittings and all. So this is why we need to invest in people rather than investing in, all those decorations and all. So my, request to each one of you is that you need to identify, first of all, your skills, things, as I said, through SWOT analysis or through Johari window. You need to understand what is your pros and your cons, what are your strong points and your weak points, and then you have to work on it through trainings, through your self-learning processes, through, if you are working in an organization, through organizational trainings. You can approach your organizations for training as such. Also, if you are self-employed, right, you can go for managerial trainings. Okay, you can go for entrepreneurship trainings, which will help you to deal with working in the business scenario, working in the business environment, how to deal with your employees if you are self-employed, and how to handle customers, how to handle pressures. So those are the things that are taught in entrepreneur trainings. So I hope I have taken a lot of time, I guess. So I hope the time that you have invested in me today was of some use, and if given a chance, I would definitely love to come again. And at the end, I would like to once again thank the entire team of Amazing Namaste Foundation, Atul Kulkarni sir, Karuna. I had been in touch with Karuna, so thank you for your coordination, Karuna, and thank you everyone for spending and investing this time on me in this weekend. So I look forward, and if you have benefited or if you have any questions, you can put it in the comment box. I would love to answer, and if you have any feedbacks for me, I would just love to read it. So please do put your feedbacks, how you like the sessions, and thank you so much. Have a great weekend ahead. Bye. Namaskar.